We're back again. I'm Jenna, and I go to DeKalb School of the Arts. Quick question, Jordan. Do you remember your first crush?
I'm Jordan, and I go to MLK. And to answer your question, I don't remember his name, but...
You know what? Save it, because today on The Bridge, we're talking about relationships. More specifically, relationships at a young age.
But wait, why would I remember anyone? You know what? Just forget it.
I mean, I remember my first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade.
I think I got it. I think everybody gets it.
Get it, got it, good. I don't have to keep going. Maybe in today's kickback, the pit crew can keep it going.
Well, we'll find out. We'll see you guys later.
Up next, playing the harp, performing 1,000 Years in Hookat.
Please welcome Micah.
Okay, can you tell us your name, your age, what school you go to?
My name is Micah Blair. I'm 11 years old and I go to DeKalb Elementary School of the Arts.
Okay.
So the harp is a pretty unique instrument. What made you find interest in playing it?
Well, at my old school, we had to learn how to play a string instrument, so I chose the harp.
It's so amazing that you're only 11 and you're so good. I hope you continue and it takes you very far. Thanks again for that great performance.
There he goes. Hi, Brian.
Hey, babe. How you doing?
I'm good.
How was your day?
It was pretty good. Kind of stressful, but I'm good now that you're here. So the movie's ready to go and the popcorn's popped.
Oh, look at you. Come on.
Oh, babe.
What movie are you watching today?
I don't know.
Hey, y'all. I know y'all was not gonna watch this movie without me, though.
Why are you here?
I just said because it was a movie going on.
Did you tell her about our date?
Yeah, but I didn't think she would come.
Why not?
Because it's a date.
And the couch sits 3, but your point.
Can we have a little talk?
Right now?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Okay. Which one to talk about?
This date was set for 2, not 3.
But the couch sits 1, 2, 3, so I'm not under.
I know, but it's a date.
Okay, but like I said, the couch sits 1, 2, 3, and I feel like if it's only 1, 2, then the couch has no purpose.
I know, but I ordered pizza for 2, so.
But y'all have popcorn, y'all already got the seasoning, and you know my mama ain't cooked tonight.
Well, mine isn't either, so you gotta go.
But look, it's a long way out the door, you know. What if somebody like snatches me? Like,
You know what? I really don't care right now. You gotta go.
oh, okay. You know, I see who my real friends are.
Everybody, and welcome to Hey You, a segment where we get to introduce our very special cast to you guys. I'm Kayla from DeKalb School of the Arts, and I'm standing in for Micah today. Today we have.
I'm Adam from Chambly High.
So Adam, how long have you been on the bridge?
This is my second season.
It's your second season, right? I remember last season you had like more of a.
Yeah, I had kind of a ponytail that had been growing out for 3 years, and I had to cut all of that off.
Why? What happened?
Well, for the school musical, I have to cut it this short so I can slick it back and look all 50s.
Cool. So you're in your school musical. What is it?
It's The Pajama Game.
It's a good one. So I'm assuming you do TV. You're in your school musical. You plan on making this one of your careers?
Well, if I can, I'd like to go into being a voice actor. But seeing as that is a very hard thing to do, I'm also trying to get a degree in animation as a backup.
Animation? So like, what's like your favorite animation? Like, what's the GOAT of animation to you?
Unfortunately, I don't watch as much as some people, but I believe that the recent 3D Disney movies are a very good example of how you can still be stylized in the style, but be realistic. And that's probably one of the better examples that are more commonly known.
That's cool. So another random question. What is your biggest like pet peeve?
I think it's gotta be people being late, because especially when you get a group together, then one person being late is wasting time for everybody else. And that's why I try to be as punctual as possible and fast as possible.
Like you're calling me out a little bit.
No, I would never, ever do that, ever.
So, another weird question. Do you have any like weird talents, like something you're really good at that nobody knows?
I'm real good at kazoo.
Kazoo?
You have no idea. My kazoo game is on point.
I would like to see that later.
Maybe.
It's like that's a little.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, that's enough. Thank you for being here on Hey You. And I don't really know how to end this, so see you guys later.
See ya.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Shalom from DeKalb School of the Arts.
And I'm Jordan. I go to MLK.
And today we're going to be talking about how relationships affect you at a young age with our special guest, Dr. Tequila Morgan from DeKalb School of the Arts. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Relationships
Well, I guess it depends on how young is, because I mean, when you're 5, I mean, I guess you could go hold hands at recess, but does that really, but then when you get to 15 to 18, isn't that kind of adulthood?
I don't know, Adam, because I had my most serious relationship when I was 5. I got married and everything.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Serious.
You had
Like
the
he
ring
gave me
pop?
like a little ring pop and everything. Well, actually, he couldn't afford a ring pop. We did like a handshake. It was but yeah, I feel like that was like the most serious relationship because we got married and everything like that. But do they matter? I don't think they matter too much when you're younger, even when you're a teenager, because we're still changing. We're trying to find ourselves.
I think to a certain extent you can still have love for a person at this age.
I have love for her.
I think it's how deep, how like much you depend on this person and how much you love this person. Yeah.
And on a more serious note, I had a question for you and the pit crew within your experience being a counselor. I was wondering, do you believe that sex could be harmful in a young relationship?
Well,
you just went right to it. Just I'm going to say yes, because you all are so vulnerable as teenagers. Getting physically involved with an individual at you all's age can have some drastic repercussions. And we see it disproportionately for our young women. Because the way that sex is viewed for you guys is totally different from a female perspective than a male perspective. No shade to the gentlemen, but I think for females, they take it a lot more seriously. It's like, especially your first, it's like, I'm gonna be with this person forever. They're planning the wedding. She's talking about ring pop. They're planning the wedding. 5 years from now, we're gonna have 2.5 kids and the picket fence and everything. And you guys are like, yeah, notch. Okay, notch number 2. Very different. I'm telling you. So I in my experience, I've seen that and I do think that. If they could hold out a little bit longer, they could keep some of the power.
That's pretty wise.
I feel as if relationships depend on like the mindset of the young people at the time. Like, for example, what is love? Everyone says I love you so easily nowadays, but they don't really understand the meaning of what is love, what is like the purpose of love. And for you to say a word like I love you so easily, then does it really have meaning anymore?
I feel like relationships like at a young age are pretty detrimental. I feel like high school is your time to like have fun, get your GPA together. Like, it's time for love later on, down the road, but like you're supposed to be having fun doing young people stuff, because one day you're going to be like older with responsibilities, and then you can worry about finding who you want to settle down with.
But love is fun.
But my thing is, like, to love somebody, you have to understand them.
Right.
And half of us don't completely understand ourselves. So why would I don't know you enough, I don't understand you completely, and you have to understand somebody completely to love them, because you love their flaws, you love the little niches and stuff like that they have about themselves. So I think saying you love somebody now is kind of, I wouldn't believe it.
But I don't think that you have to love someone to be in a relationship with them. Like, you can be with them to help like you grow as a person, or for them to grow. Like, you don't have to. You can establish that, I don't want to be super serious, but I still want to like be with you and like grow with you and that type of thing.
I'm too jealous for that. That's not gonna work.
Do you guys think it's all puppy love, or?
Yes.
I mean, I've seen
To a
some
certain
people
extent.
that stayed together for years afterwards, like high school sweethearts that married and stuff like that. So I guess in certain people.
I think it depends on your maturity level also, because there are a lot of responsibilities that come with a relationship, and loving someone and sorting things out.
I've actually seen. I've had one group of students, one set of students, a young man and a young lady, when I used to be work with the dance team at Towers High School. And she was on the dance team, he was in the marching band, and those two individuals have actually been married for over 10 years now, and they were high school sweethearts. So I used to look at it back then and say, this is a bit much for them at their age. She was, I think, a freshman at the time, and he was a senior. Very different dynamic, but they truly loved each other. Like you saw it, and it was almost too serious, I guess, from my personal perspective. But they have 5 kids now, have been married over 10 years, and so, but that's an anomaly, you know. I think that when you guys start speaking about love, it's important to establish what that means to both individuals, because it's easy to say you love somebody. You speak about unconditional love. You talked about, you know, loving somebody for flaws and everything. Then there's another kind of love that is like, hey, I'll hang with you because you are similar to what you like to do the things that I like to do, so on and so forth. And then there's I really want to be with you and only you. And I think where the mix-up happens is that one person's love is kind of like, oh, you're cool. And then the other person is like, oh, I just only want to be with you, you know, for the rest of my life. And that's where the conflict comes in, especially when the relationship doesn't work. So,
Speaking of that, do you think parents should get involved if they think it's too serious?
No.
Yikes.
Now, is that a my question or is that a your question?
To the pit crew and
okay, I'll go. I'm gonna tell you, as a new parent, I have a 7-month-old. She is my first baby, and I'm gonna tell you now, if I see her headed towards the bus hitting her, if you will, when it comes down to love, I'm gonna have to put on my mommy hat and intervene. Sometimes we know things that you guys don't know because we have been there, done that. I know you probably get tired of hearing that, but it's the truth. And there are a lot of things that we can help you avoid. I do think that there's a 2 involved, and then there is, I'm looking out for your best interest. So I do think that from a certain perspective, I would get involved in my child's relationship.
do you guys think your parents should get involved?
I think that as like a child, I would want the parent to, like, before I get in the relationship, lay down the laws of, like, this is how love works, this is what it is, this is how you're supposed to handle yourself in a relationship, instead of just like jumping right in when it just started. And I feel like, and then you feel kind of like overwhelmed and like they're just trying to ruin your life, but really they're trying to help you.
I think parents should really step in. Like, I think life lessons, like lessons learned through like living, are better lessons, because if the bus is gonna hit them and like injure them for a little while but not kill them, I said let it hit them, because they're gonna really learn that lesson. Like, my dad used to teach me about love, and I thought I was being so careful, and I still got my heart broken, but it taught me so much for my next relationship. So I feel like, I cried for a couple days, but I was all right. So
I don't like getting hit by buses, to be honest. If my mom, I would agree with my mom setting down some boundaries in the beginning or whatever. But I mean, if she sees something that I don't see, like, I'm gonna trust her wisdom. Like, she's been through a lot, so and she's like, that guy ain't for it. Like, he's not the right one. I'm gonna be like, okay, I guess he's not the right one. I'm still talk to him, but I ain't gonna be the one.
I'm gonna get you to talk to my baby, okay?
I feel like relationships now are so detrimental to teens' self-esteem, and like they're so serious that I think now parents should be intervene in relationships, because girls really do get their heart broken. I don't know about guys much, so I can't speak for them, but girls really are heartbroken and they're emotional, so like they will sit, like she said, and cry their heart out, and it could really ruin their self-esteem within and how they feel about themselves. So relationships are really, a big deal for females, and so when they're heartbroken, and so they're gonna need their parents to kind of prevent that, and if they can't prevent it, then to help them get over it.
So the overall message is that relationships are a serious thing, and it's just risky. You need to go about it the right way.
And you shouldn't get hit by buses.
Right. All right. So I thank you guys so much for participating in this discussion, and thank you so much, Dr. Morgan. We'll catch you guys next time on The Bridge.
Security guards at Samsung are kind of technically guardians of the galaxy.
See, youngins, last week I went to shop for a new bow tie. But while I was out shopping, I saw a group of youngins fighting. Now, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a good show. But then one of them brought out a gun. Now, what is that about? Bringing out a gun in a fist fight? That is simply non-manly. Now, believe me, I got into many fights when I was a young man. In fact, I had to get my dentures when I was 20. I got so many teeth knocked out. But see, sometimes when you just bring out a gun in a fist fight, that shows that you are the lesser man. But then again, I do not know. Maybe the youth has simply passed me gone. Maybe we are not here to fight for prestige. We are simply trying to kill each other. But as long as you don't fight on my lawn, go right ahead.
Should I make this relationship work? Should I just completely end it? So many decisions to make.
Girl, you're just stressing way too much. I mean, just end it. It's way too many fish in the sea.
Those fish aren't my fish. Hey guys, I'm Michaela and I go to DSA.
Just pitiful. I'm Aaron and I go to Latonia High School. I'm going to help you the way my mom helped me. Before talking to them, just ask yourself, first things first, you have to decide how serious your relationship really is.
But wasn't it just last week that I saw you?
Hey. We're not talking about me. This episode is about helping all the other fishes, not just a single fish.
Whatever, dude. Listen up. Before you talk to your significant other, figure out what you really want. Like this. Imagine secluding yourself from the entire college experience when you're so head over heels for one person.
Yeah, I do have to admit you have a point. Also consider the seriousness of your relationship. Look, children, the prom phase is over. Just stop it.
Well, I guess the college long-distance relationship is cool when you're completely in love with each other. But if you're just in a relationship so you're not alone and you have someone to go to prom with, like Aaron said, stop it.
But perhaps college is the perfect excuse to break up. But we also have to help those peeps who are completely in love. I mean, head over heels.
I guess you're right. If you plan to stay in the relationship, use social media to your advantage, not the other way around. Skype, FaceTime, Twitter, Instagram, the Snap, all those good things.
All right, and just create a schedule for each other. Plan things. Don't just do it on the whim. You never know what your significant other is doing.
I know it's almost time to get out of here, but one more thing. Beware of breaks. 100% of the time, if they ask for a break, they most likely aren't the right person for you.
Yeah, that's a good one. Understand that the breakup or whatever is good for the both of you. I know you're not crying.
No, I'm not. Well, anyway, that's all for the move.
Well, I don't know what that was, but just catch us next time on What's the Move?
Up next, performing a poem called Poetry.
Please welcome to the stage, Ken Warner.
I remember how at night we would sit up and talk what seemed like forever. Plot and plan how we would spend our entire life together. Now you knew every time exactly what was on my mind. You defined it in a few rhymes over the course of 9 or 10 lines. Never once did you judge me or even begrudge me. No matter how offbeat my thoughts were, you always seemed to love me. Often would you calm me when I was mad, uplift me when I was sad, be there for me to vent when I disagreed with mom and dad. Often were you pure, constant and sure, growing with me and helping me to mature. But no matter what I learned from you, I still began to turn from you. I no longer needed your shoulder, because when I got older, I had another one to cry on. But when time began to stop me, when these girls began to drop me, you were still there for me to rely on. Yes, you were my true and trusted friend. You took hold of my hand, got at the ink in my pen, taught me, inspired me, motivated, encouraged me to write again. Now your ways are unconventional, your love is unconditional. You don't fuss, scream, or fight me. No matter my wrongs, you always seem to like me. Always there, you never left me. In your heart, you always kept me. Often tugging at my ear, giving me thoughts that I can hear. Deciphering my rhymes, each poem has made them explicitly clear. And baby, I don't know where this love is headed, but I think it's time that I said it. I love and cannot leave you. Every day I breathe, I need you. It is you who completes me. Constantly you seek me, willing to go anywhere that my thoughts will often take you. I don't have to beg, ask, or make you. Now when I look to others to heal me, they can understand, reach, or feel me. but you knew exactly what I needed, right there interceding, touching the depths of my spirit, bringing all my thoughts near it. And I've searched for this constant peace, with a vow that would never cease. But what I've searched, I found was you. And for that, I can finally say, poetry, I love you. Thank you.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of The Bridge. Coming up next week, we'll have a kickback talking about, is cable obsolete?
Also, watch out for our performance, Coley Gilchrist. See you next week.
See ya.